I promised you an update on the engine. This is the heart transplant. Hopefully the heart transplant. It is a 60, the valve cover says 69, 289. There's kind of a long story with this. I've talked with some friends. It is a 68 302 block built into a 289. And as the story goes, back in 68, there was a strike at one of the foundries. They ran short on 289 blocks in 68. I believe the 302 was not released until 69 or 70 for a Ford engine. So when they ran short of 289 blocks, they pulled 302 blocks off the shelf and kept building the 289s with the heads and the rotating assembly. So essentially this block could potentially work for my 302. Or if everything looks good, I may keep the 289. It's got a shorter stroke and can rev higher if it's built into a roller motor. That does require some machining. I'm not really sure what to do. My goal tonight, I bought this cheap because it's stuck. And I was able to budge when I got it home, the crank back and forth just a little bit. But what I want to do, I scoped the cylinders and it looks like there's a little bit of surface rust, no pitting, but enough to kind of freeze it up. So I want to get the manifolds, water pump, intake, heads off it, just break it down, get down to the cylinders where I can wire wheel everything, vacuum it out dry, and then go ahead and soak it down overnight and then see what happens tomorrow. I'm not going to drop the oil pan right now because I want that to catch everything that I use for soaking it down. One of the things I did notice, if you guys are experts on this stuff, on the 289s and not the 302s, please chime in. The water pump is completely different on this, which could potentially not work with my radiator. My return on the 302 comes in this side of the water pump. On the 289, it's here. So I don't know in a car application if that's why it was like that. I'm definitely not going to run those manifolds, so those are coming off. And this intake, no idea what the plans were for this or if the motor's built for a dual quad setup. I'm not really sure. I know it's an intake that has some value to it, kind of helped me take the risk on the motor. And if this really is how 289's exhaust is, God help you if you're trying to get exhaust bolted onto that. That's crazy. So I'm going to break this down, take it apart. I think I might even do a time lapse so you guys can, I don't know, it'll be kind of satisfying to watch. So hopefully that's right now. And just like that, we've got a motor broke down. The last thing you saw me doing was messing around with a magnet and seeing if I could pick any of these lifters and get them to spin and move, and I did get all of them to move. So there is no stuck lifter. This gasket is blowing my mind. It's cool. It's actually, I can't tell, no, the gasket is not on here anymore, but that's left from the gasket. I can't tell what that says. something, I mean, it's obviously kind of upside down and backwards. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to figure it out after, but it still is not cranking over. So I'll give you a look in all these cylinders. Obviously, a little oil getting burnt in this motor. There's a chunk of, I think it's just debris or rust down in there. But no rust or pitting that I can see. There was liquid sitting in this one. Mystery liquid, don't know what. This one doesn't look horrible. I wanted to see if these were bored over too, and I couldn't see when I boroscoped, and I still don't understand. But if you look, this is clearly a 289, right? I'll show you the other cylinders in a second. Where is it? Right there. 302. It's a 302 block. So, very interesting. I don't see a foundry mark in here to know where it's from quite yet. I'll reveal that later if I do find it. This has got some soot in it, just sitting in there. I'm going to vacuum these out. Actually, I'm going to wire wheel the face and what I can see of the cylinders, where they're sitting right now. Just lightly wire wheel them and see what's up with those. I don't have a great light to show you anything right now, but I believe when I was looking through the boroscope, there was some vertical scarring on some of these. I don't have a better light, but I will get one out. I mean, look at the crud sitting right here. So there's definitely, I can't tell if that's, it almost feels like there's a separate, almost like a separate, I guess that's ring ridge, but doesn't that look like something completely separate, like this whole piece? But it's clearly not. Like on the edge of the block, it's clearly not a whole separate piece. But so I'm guessing, yeah, that's ring ridge that I can catch with my finger. So, and I don't see any indications that the cylinders or the pistons are over, but I will wire wheel this and show you in a little bit what it looks like. All right, here are all the cylinders cleaned up. Tops of the pistons, sides of the cylinders a little bit. You know, a lot of things equate with woodworking. Obviously, I do woodworking too. If you have been watching, I'm working on a skiff. And when I can steal time away, I'm working on this. But I've dealt with it a lot where I get old wood that I know is just gorgeous inside, and all you have to do is sand the top or reveal the beauty inside, and it's kind of the same with these. Things get old with time, with use. And there was a lot of soot you can see on the floor, just a ton of crud and oil deposits and carbon and everything built up on these cylinders. And they shined up pretty decent. I don't know if you caught it at the end of that last time lapse, but I did put a breaker bar on the crank after I cleaned all these up, and it broke free. So that is really, really good news. You can see inside of this cylinder. I won't block the light. I'm just going to zoom in. This piston went down a little bit, and you can see the ridge that it had to break free from right inside there. Obviously, with the firing order, all of these are going to move at different points. So I'm going to spend some time tomorrow. I'm going to call that good for tonight. I got it freed up. Tomorrow, I'm going to turn it over just a little bit to reveal that ring that there was in each cylinder, and wire wheel that, and then I'll be able to turn it over. Once I can turn it over 2 full revolutions in one direction, I'll be way happier. But I can get back and forth enough where I can reveal that ridge inside of the cylinders that these were getting caught up on. So cross your fingers. So far, we got the 289 broken down, and I think it's freed up. More tomorrow.